Rain last night?
The
We'll now call the DeKalb County Drainage Board meeting to order. It's 8:30 on September 4th, 2025. First order of business is to approve the August 21st, 2025 meeting minutes.
So move to approve as presented.
I'll second.
Motion and a second to approve the August 21st, 2025 meeting minutes. Is there any further discussion? Here, no further discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carries. And note that I abstain from. Second, we have attorney claim for September of $1,295.
So moved. Second.
A motion and a second to approve the September attorney claims of $1,295 as presented. Is there any further discussion? Here, no further discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carries. Thank you, Shannon. Next, we have a utility permit for AES. Anybody here on their behalf? Want to step to the podium and give us a brief description of what you're doing?
The plan is there's an existing structure out closer to the road, and we need to go parallel 12 inches deep across that to feed a fiber optic cable to a homeowner at the address. 5552 or
5522.
22, new address. It's not on my print yet.
5522? Surveyor looked it over.
Yeah, they're gonna plow this in instead of directional drill it, because they're only gonna be 12-inch deep. They are gonna run parallel with the tile though. That's
Which is kind of up by the wood line, you know, which is probably at least 10 feet away from it where we're going to run parallel.
okay. Yeah, you said there's a catch basin or something, or you're starting a, or just a flower pot structure?
It's just a flower pot structure.
Okay,
It's already existing there.
I gotcha. So you're gonna bore, will you bore underneath the road?
Sorry, that part's already been completed. There will be no boring whatsoever on this. They'll just be plowing from the structure vertically across and then running north back up to the new address.
They already crossed our tile?
At one time for the house to the south, yes.
Yeah.
Only for the drop. The main line stays on the road side of the tile.
Anybody want to make a motion to approve the utility permit for AES out of 5522 County Road 35, Auburn, Indiana, Jackson Township, Section 09, involving 4 different drains that are laid out in your agenda for today. Based on the surveyor's recommendation.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the utility permit for AES as presented. Is there any further discussion?
Got a quick question.
Sure.
I guess I'm not understanding it. Did you say you've already bored under the road?
For the other addresses on the other side, correct.
You're gonna have to cross the road though now?
No,
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 it's already.
not at all. It's already done.
Okay,
All we're doing is placing a cable from our existing handhole there, west and then north and west again.
so do they still need to locate those tiles just to make sure?
Well, how deep are you where it's parallel?
12 inches.
It should be, he's going 12 inches.
Okay,
Any further discussion? Hearing no further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carries. Thank you. Next, we have a utility permit for MCC Network Services LLC on behalf of Verizon Wireless. Anybody here? Morning. Morning. State your name, address, who you're with.
My name is Brandon Clausen. I'm with Metro.
What are we looking to do?
We are building fiber to Verizon Tower outside of town here, and we are crossing, it's like 7 tiles on the way. You guys got a lot of drainage over here. But I read the permit. Like, you guys are the surveyors, right? So we'll be working with you guys the whole way through here. Any questions, really, if anybody's got them?
When you're gonna be directional drilling underneath these drains, is there a vertical clearance? You guys are?
It just depends on how deep they are. We're usually 3 to 4 foot, but if your drain's at 3 foot, you want us at 8 foot, no problem. We're not to go over, though. We like to have cover, because this is like, this is for Verizon Tower, cell backhaul, so it's a little more than 12 inches to go to a house. We like to have our cover on that, so it just depends. Our standard is like 3 to 4 foot, and then we just work with counties, NDOT, whoever, on the depth that they need us to be.
Will you have like a superintendent or foreman of this project
Yep.
that can be the same person in contact with
Yep.
this entire time?
Yeah, it'll be, I didn't bring his card, I only brought mine. It'll be John Lawyer at Metro. And then the contractor will be KBS Energy. They're out of Arkansas. But I could leave you my card and get you in contact with John.
We just want to make sure they pack our tile crossings and
Yeah,
Because we don't really know the depth on all of our
right.
tiles, so we'll back.
Just assume they're below the thaw line
Yep.
a little bit. Yeah, I mean, we will be plowing some of this. I think all the tiles are pretty much at a ditch, right, on this road. It's hard to tell from the aerial overview.
Yeah, so it starts at 6, goes down south on 23, crosses an open ditch, the David Link, progresses down to, what is that?
32. and
32, yeah. Heads
BJ
west to
Hampshire.
County Road 19, and then at 19, you'll cross both a pipeline and a tile. Will be the first one. Yeah, once, twice. This red one here is a vacated tile, but then there's another regulated tile just past that. And then that runs all the way down, crossing State Road 8, a couple more tiles, another open ditch, and ends up by, is that Custer's Granary there? To where they have a station point there.
Do we know anything about that vacated tiles that worry about, or?
Not from our concern, no. Just the regulated one here would be what we're concerned with.
You guys have a general idea of, within 50 feet of where those are at?
Maybe.
Well,
We
yeah,
should,
I mean,
we should usually be able to get pretty close.
okay,
I haven't went out and looked at each of these that you're gonna cross to know for sure.
yeah,
But we should have a fairly good
yeah.
idea.
As long as we know, like, in a general area, we can go however, whatever depth we need to through there, but like I said, we'll be plowing some of this, so if there's a spot where we would be plowing it, but there's a tile, if we know at least, skip this 500 feet and bore it all, then we can do that.
Yeah.
So it might be best to do a little, drive-through or something with John, with one of you guys
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
before we start.
To go look at them together with John.
Fair, good?
Yeah.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the utility permit, based on a favorable recommendation from the surveyor for MCC Network Services LLC on behalf of Verizon Wireless, for project GN2 out of County Road 23, US 6, 32, and 19, Richland Township, sections 1, 12, 13, and 14, Kaiser Township, section 111, 25, and 36, involving 9 drains that are outlined on the agenda.
I'll make the motion except for it's not 14, it's 24.
Nope,
Rush
sorry,
Township.
very good.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the utility permit for MCC Network. Is there any further discussion? Hearing no further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carries. Thank you for your time.
Thanks.
We got a secondary plat for Thomas Estates. Anybody here on their behalf? Morning.
Morning.
State your name, address, and who you're with.
My name is Bob Gaffer with MLS Engineering. Address is 10060 Bent Creek Boulevard, Fort Wayne, Indiana.
What are we looking to do?
We are looking at a 60-lot subdivision on intersection of County Road 35 and Old Auburn Road on the east side of town. Just to the north of us would be State Road 8. Yeah, the 60-lot subdivision by Nixon Development. There's going to be 3 ponds. I've met with the surveyor's office for preliminary design as far as detention release rates, storage volumes. There is a open ditch on the north side. I think that's the Metcalf. I'm getting projects confused here, but okay, Metcalf. So that ultimately one release point from the north pond there on the diagram. And then there's also a legal tile on the southeast corner, that little, I don't know, for lack of a better boot that kicks that we're working with the surveyor's office on rerouting so the tile follows perfectly along property lines, and there'll be an easement around that then too. So just put a manhole structure on each end of it and then run along property line so you have an easement and it's not running underneath somebody's driveway or garage or something type of, to keep that in.
So there's kind of 3 parts to this project. One is the drainage plan for this secondary plat, then the consent waiver to reconstruct the portion where the lots are going to be, which they have completed already and signed, and then the variance between the lots to allow them to build within our right-of-way. So we were gonna go, 20 feet, right? I think that's what we agreed upon, Bob, was 20 feet on each side, gives 40 feet total of working space between there. It will all be newly installed tile that goes between those lots. So, it still allows those lots to be viable and buildable, so they're just not wasted space there on the development. And will give us adequate working room.
Is it possible you could communicate to the people who do buy those lots that they also can't plant a bunch of trees or permanent bushes on top? Super
From
close.
my standpoint as the engineer,
No.
I would think on the, I mean, it's an easement, so that's, if they do, it's on them type of, because any easements will be depicted on that. I don't know if, I mean, I'll talk to the developer here this morning that was brought up. I don't know if that needs to be put in an HOA or not, but some, I mean,
Fences as well, fences is
Fences
another
is a
big
good,
thing, a
yeah,
shed,
I'm
yeah.
completely with you on that one too, type of, I know that that's a very old tile. When we worked at with several of our options on what we were connecting to and where type of, so we chose only doing this and releasing to the ditch instead of coming to the south because rebuilding that much tile would have been kind of cost productive for the developer, but yeah, I will reach out. I don't know if that needs to be, is it a law, tell you, I mean, on an easement, if that's on your easement, right? You can't, that you
Indiana
can.
code, yes,
yeah,
says that you cannot plant
that's
any
right.
permanent, trees, bushes. that
So I
kind
know when they go to pick out on the plat, that'll definitely be depicted and then it's on, so.
I mean, hopefully, the problem is, I guess, if we could have something that could pass from landowner to landowner in communication, because it's not gonna matter if the tile's new in the 20 years, but in 30 years, if it starts breaking down and these people don't realize, oh, there's a tile there, and they just start putting things on top.
I think Bob designed it with like an easement in there depicted
Okay.
on all the prints, so they'll have that, on those buildable lots, it'll.
Yeah, anytime a
depict it
lot
as an
gets
easement.
sold and you do deed research, the easements will be shown in each, I mean, then
Should
it's up
know.
to the purchaser or owner type of, to read, I mean, if he or she buys that lot and doesn't know that there are easements on it, then it's, I can't
No,
design for negligence. The people who don't care if there's an easement on their property, but if I'm buying the property, that's one of the first things I'm looking for sure.
as long as it's like
And it will-
communicated and
it will
spelled
be-
out, that's
It will
great.
be platted as easements, so
That
that's the,
should work.
So we need to discuss each item separately, Shannon, for this?
You have stuff that the board is accepting? I would probably do the variance and the consent and waiver separately.
Okay. Prior to approval of the secondary plat?
Yes.
Or do you not carry the order? Okay.
Oh,
I was gonna
you
s-
want to have those before you approve the plat, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Welcome back.
And you mentioned we
Oh, he
have
has them?
20-foot easement
Per side, yeah.
per side.
Yep.
That's going below our normal 40.
Yeah, yep, to keep those lots buildable, otherwise you'd have an 80-foot wide void space.
What kind of tile will be used across that?
Wall, they're gonna put in, you had some manholes too, didn't you?
yeah, it would be 3 manholes.
Yeah.
One on the south side, right near and we're actually annexing and purchasing about 3 acres on the south side of the neighbor's property, and so we're going through that process right now too, but there'll be a manhole on the south side. It'll run almost due north, as you can see on the property lines.
Zoom in there, Troy.
Yeah, it'll run to the due north, and then it'll run almost due east to, yeah, so there'll be a manhole at the north and south end of the tile, and then as you get to the north manhole, there'll be another one just east of that. So lot 30 and 31, I think, are the ones that have that type of, so.
It'll be solid?
3 manholes, solid pipe, HDPE.
I don't know if we're gonna do perf or solid,
Okay, we can.
but solid.
Where's that run south to?
ends up in the Metcalf ditch eventually, if ways away, but.
Over to here.
Okay, where'd it start then?
Just,
Right off.
doesn't, it's not doing a lot currently.
Here's the bypass,
Yep.
Robin Drive right there.
Not in real great condition. That's why Bob worked with us to not outlet anything into that tile, just because we didn't think it was a viable outlet to drain into. So that's why they worked with our design quite a bit to route everything to the north to outlet into that open ditch. They've been really good about working with us and communicating, so. I think Becky said you have it should be the variance and the consent waiver. Whichever one you'd like to discuss first. Consent waiver probably makes sense to do first, because then we'll do the variance if you approve the consent waiver. The consent waiver is to reconstruct that portion, north side of the green shaded area of the lots. Yep, and it'll come vertically, yep, straight south between lots 29, 30, and whatever those ones are, 36, 35. Yep, it'll come straight south through there, and then we'll reconnect with where it exists on the south side.
Do you have those copies, by the way? I bought the originals. I didn't know if you had them, took the email copy or not.
We've got a copy, I think.
I have nothing on the consent waiver, do I?
What's the variance? What's that guy?
That's the consent waiver. The north and south landowners are okay with this? They signed off on it?
This is, it's all on the development's property where the reconstruction is going to happen. So like the only affected landowner by moving the tile on there. Let me see this.
Wouldn't they have to go right there to make it straight out and then come down? Right, it's going between 28 and 29 and 30 is
Yep.
where they're coming through at?
Right.
You're gonna have to go farther west.
Mm-hmm.
Is that landowner okay with that? I mean, was that you guys? Do you own that piece of?
We don't own that, but none of that land is, the tile, we're connecting on all the, like he said, all the manholes will be on our property, so, the tile will be,
See where that storm line is right there? Take your mouse down a little bit, Troy. Right there.
So it's gonna go from there over?
Yep.
Okay.
gonna go from there over, yep.
I thought it was up higher coming over.
No, it's all on our property, and then also, we haven't mentioned, but those are gonna be closed lids. Our detention system a little bit west of lot 29, I think around 28, will have an open lid, so any flow of, overland flow of runoff will enter our storm system, not this tile.
Yes.
Okay. I was misunderstanding, thank you.
Yeah.
Captain motion.
Anybody want to make a motion? What'd you say? Anybody want to make a motion for, to approve the consent and waiver on the Cliff Metcalf lateral 1 regulated drain number 83-01-0, located in Union Township, DeKalb County, Indiana, and recommended by the surveyor.
Moved.
Second. Got a motion and a second to approve the Cliff Metcalf consent waiver. Is there any further discussion? Hearing no further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carries. Next we have the variance
Yep.
for the Thomas Estates.
The variance for where that drain will be relocated to allow those lots to still be buildable.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the variance for Thomas Estates.
So move to accept as presented for the surveyor's recommendation.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the variance for Thomas Estates as presented. Is there any further discussion? That involves 3 drains that are on the agenda as well. State Road 8 and East Auburn Drive. Is there any further discussion? There no further discussion. All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, no. No. Note that I was a no. Thank you very much.
We need to make a motion for the secondary plat as well.
If they need it approved, yeah.
Yep.
Let me see that real quick. We have on the secondary plot.
That's just the overall thing. That's the.
For the drainage?
Yeah, the drainage plan for the secondary plat, yeah. Basically that there.
They're
Basically.
Routing all drainage to the north and outletting into the cliff. At a controlled.
And there will be sections on this, the developer is pricing out how many to build in each section right now type of, so it won't all I know is that outlet pond will be definitely built in section 1. Most likely all 3, but he doesn't know that for sure yet.
Well, he'll have to do.
Yeah, depending on which ones, if you've got a lot that drains to a pond, you gotta build that pond in that section then. He knows that, he just doesn't know how many ponds or how many lots, if he wants to do a first section to be 10 lots, or if he wants it to be 25, and he's crunching the numbers on that right now, and then we're working with surveyor's office, obviously, and also the engineering wants to know that question before it's approved through City of Auburn, their engineering and planning departments as well, for the plat on which lots will be in which sections, but we're asking for an overall plat approval because we don't know sections yet.
But they're not gonna do all the dirt work in ponds at once?
95% yes. He's not committed to me on that, and we're trying to convince him of the advantage of doing the dirt work at once. Yeah, that's where, my contention is, and I've said that to him, is when it comes to sections and we don't know yet, or you don't know the dirt work yet on that, is there will be conditions on here today and with the city as far as planning and engineering departments. Because then you start looking at like cul-de-sacs for the roads and things like that, or at least gravel turnarounds and unfinished ponds that aren't, and that we don't want to get into. I don't want that.
We're talking about the drainage plan right now.
But yeah.
We have nothing on it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We have it all, yeah.
Yeah, we have it all.
Everything's routing to that north retention pond and then releases into that cliff, Metcalf.
Yeah, it's
Whole
actually,
site does.
yeah, it's split in when Bob and I discussed with this, it's split into 2 basins, essentially. The north and the south basin combined, for 100 years is 162.94 CPF. And, his proposed allowable rates, undetained runoff is 12.28, and so allowable reuse rate is 75.19, but, yeah, everything is going from, the utility drawing.
Not on here, no, I can pull it up though.
It all goes to the north to the ditch anyways, through the 3 ponds, but
You've looked it over and everything's
Yeah.
good.
he used,
They came to our office and met with us a few times about the whole design.
On that.
yeah, I think he used, one pond he used curve number 86, and then wasn't the other one 84? 1 and 3's curve number 84, pond 2's 86.
Those are built off like, I didn't composite runoff, I did accepted study manual average 0.3 acre or 0.4, I don't remember the size of these lots type of, in a accepted study manuals on what the curve numbers are on that.
Yeah, but your proposed is for the 100 year
right? I mean, you just said the number is like 75 CFS was the allowable. I'm going from memory here, and we're releasing like 12 or 15 or something like that.
Well, 87 point included the under basin runoff.
Right, because we have some off-site stuff that runs through us.
On that, yeah, so, I mean, the drainage plan's good. I would just be worried if you were to phase it out, having an incomplete. Unless you were able to kind of cut it off.
Well, and that's where I said there would be like additional type of, you need for secondary plat when it gets done from the as-built standpoint, that has its conditional approval, is a plat won't be approved and you can't sell lots. You have a not satisfied engineering and surveyors and planning. So, I mean, I get that springing in other departments other than this drainage board here, but, I mean.
I don't know how he would.
I don't know how, and that's the sticking point for him too, is he's, and it gets down to the money for him type of is the only, and I know that that's not the best type of, but I just wanted to be, and the reason I brought that up is I'm trying to be forthcoming and let you know what you're seeing here too. He is not.
Your thoughts are right now, you're thinking the north?
I know the north has to because that's got the outlet structure in it.
That was gonna be done no matter what right away.
Yes.
And what about the other two?
The other two, most likely, but he hasn't committed to that because any of the sections where you first come in, that main entrance is gonna be off County Road 35, not off,
He's gonna be starting on the north, working south.
Yeah.
But he would have to do
Yeah.
the first and second pond at the minimum.
At the minimum, yes, that's where it's looking like, because lots that touch a pond, you gotta have some place to drain it to.
Right, and
Absolutely.
the
So
far north pond. is
You're
the
almost
outlet.
committing at least to a low point of, to be able to collect it. If not the full pond, at least to a low point where you collect it, otherwise you're ponding water on somebody else's driveway or front porch or backyard.
Right. And then in the north is
Yeah, there's just,
dead end cul-de-sac, so like
that's almost, it laid itself out to where you have to build all three in the first one, whether you
Yes.
build all 60 lots or not,
yes.
but.
I would agree with that.
And that's our silver lining, for lack of a better term, on this one, is it's almost laid itself out just because of the lot layout, that you have to build all three, or at least partially construct all three ponds to get the low point on there. If they're not fully dug out on earthwork, if you don't need that, but you have to at least put the low point where the pond is. Yeah, I don't remember what dirt balance is on that one.
Go down a little.
So he would probably do the East Auburn Drive last.
I think so, that's what he's looking at. That was section 3 on the primary plat too, when we just, which one makes more sense?
Put whatever conditions you want on it. I mean, within reason, of course. We usually don't see this phased idea unless it's actually broken into phases, which means that if the first part is phase 1, the second part is phase 2, he would have to come back in and or at least Chris Gallmer, he would have to say, okay, we're gonna build that third pond because we're now going to sell lots down there, you know, that, whatever that trigger is.
Auburn ETJ. It's Auburn ETJ.
Oh, so the Auburn Plan
Yeah,
Commission.
yep, so it's not through
Yeah.
our development services, City of Auburn.
Gotcha.
Right, and the major portion of this property was recently annexed into Auburn, and then the 3.5 acres or 3 3/4 acre, 3.7 acres on the south side that he's writing up purchase agreements right now, and within the next, they're moving that, that is being annexed. I have a petition into City of Auburn to annex that as well, just because he's buying it, it's not yet part of the full property.
See, there's the original property line right there,
Correct.
running through.
And I don't remember how many feet south that property line is moving, but it was 50, 75 something. It's 3 acres across the whole, 3.5 acres.
What are your thoughts, Glenn?
Without it being phased out, I'd almost think you'd have to do all 3 ponds. Because the only way, I mean, you'd have to split it at Alex Avenue, come down that way, but
Yeah, there's,
then you wouldn't be everything on site. I don't even know if City of Auburn, though, will allow that without Matty Pass being put in for like emergency vehicles. Maybe they will.
well, and that's where we're working with City of Auburn on how many connection points they have, right? I mean, when you build the first, if you do it in sections. Are you thinking just the condition is that 3 ponds be built in section 1?
Yeah.
That's what it's sounding like to me. I mean, that's not gonna be, but that's,
Unless
and
you-
I don't
unless
have
you
much of a fight because
Yeah.
when the layout of that is the different sections, the only way you're gonna go is you're gonna have drainage to where a pond's gonna be if in 20 years when this is all built out, or 5 years, or 2 weeks, whatever, but
I would say, I would approve it under the condition that he completed all 3 ponds, unless you want to table it and
I don't
come up
think
with
he wants to
a
table it.
phasing
I don't think
plan.
it's a huge deal. No.
I mean, the streets that are pretty much gonna be put in right away, all of them, or?
He's
Lots.
trying to find out the number, how much it's gonna cost. That's the goal, yes. He wants to do that, but he's trying to see financially if he can build all 3, right, all streets right now, and infrastructure with the streets, and meaning water and sanitary and that, or if he only builds, you know, the Alexis Avenue, and I forget the street names. I'm horrible at that. Memory is not what it was when I was 20, and I apologize for that. Alexis, the other ones type of, so, yeah, Matty Pass type of how much of, or if he just goes to the north there. He's trying to find out how much he can afford to build now. He would love to build it all and not section it out. He doesn't know if he thinks he might need some money from section 1 to build sections 2 and 3. Is what he's looking at, is the reasoning, so.
Do you have a ballpark idea when he's gonna have that figured out? Think he'll have that done in 2 weeks?
He said here this fall, so the next month, 6 weeks probably is his ballpark number, but it depends on how fast contractors get back to him with quotes. That's not just him sitting down and him crunching the numbers. He's trying to get numbers back, accurate numbers back, so he knows what he commits to, he can actually pull off.
To me, I think the 3 ponds need to be built no matter what. I mean, we don't need to be having incomplete sections, so. I'd make the motion to accept the secondary plot with the condition that all 3 ponds be built at the same time. Does that work, Shannon?
I'll second it.
I have him,
What's that?
What is that?
In the connecting storm entrance.
But that's part of your condition?
Yes, yeah. Per the surveyor's recommendation.
You second that?
I have a motion and a second to approve the drainage plan for the secondary plat, as presented, on State Road 8, in East Auburn Drive. Is there any further discussion?
Can I hear what the conditions are again?
The
please?
conditions are all 3 ponds have to be built and the connection for the storm water infrastructure.
And in phase one.
in phase one.
Visual.
Okay, thank you.
Good, Shannon?
No.
All right.
Seems clear to me.
Is there any further discussion? Hearing no further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carries. Thank you for your time. Moving on to guest communications. Anybody in the audience want to address anything? Nothing? Yep.
What did you call it?
Guest communications.
Guest communications, got you. Okay, yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
So I am looking to get a variance approved on property 0548.
Can you state your name and address for me?
Yeah, Eric
Who you
Thomas.
with?
Eric Thomas, 0548, County Road 45, Waterloo. And looking to get a variance approved to build a barn next to a home we built a couple years ago. Built the property, had a driveway put in, and part of that did have a stone barn pad put on. Went to pull the permit to build the barn and discovered that there was a regulated drain on the property. So where that drain runs and where the barn pad sits, the closest corner to the drain is 30 feet off.
Sorry, what was the address again?
0548, County Road 45.
Yeah. That's why I asked. The GB call.
This is one we discussed previously. We were going to consent waiver to reconstruct it. It wasn't really a drainage need to reconstruct it. It was just purely so that he could build his barn. So then we came with a variance. Asked for the variance, but the variance was not approved because it was within our routine 40 feet distance of the tile. We tried to bring that variance to 30 feet. That didn't get approved. So now we are moving to consent waiver to vacate it. I provided Jim with the copy today of the signatures that we require that are within that watershed to vacate that drain. So that way they can complete building their barn. So we'll have to get the signatures. I think there's 5, Jim? 7? One of the that house right there, actually where the cursor's at, they are passed away. Nope, down.
Yeah.
Where your cursor was. Yep.
Seven living.
Yep, 7 living. So there was 8 names on there. That person's passed away, and it's basically just sitting vacant currently.
It's, yeah,
So-
the house is vacant.
There's 7 other individuals in the watershed.
But you can't just ignore that.
Okay.
I mean, whoever the landowner is, I'm presumably there's a personal representative of the estate or,
That's the problem. We can't find.
well,
any representative of the estate.
where are the tax bills going? You mean, we would need to do due diligence to try everything possible to find that landowner in order for them to sign off if they are an affected landowner there. Somebody's gonna own that property.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Life estate.
something.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
I see a Chad Days on there.
Yeah,
I know Chad Days.
I know Jed Days.
Okay. Maybe he's the,
It was, yeah, right.
maybe he's the executor of the estate. Which we can get that name changed on the form then. He's the executor of the estate and is able to sign off on there.
Yeah, if he has the power to do it, sure.
So that's what we're looking at now.
Scroll a little bit to the
Option.
right. So where the barns, where that tile starts, we spoke with those people or,
Yeah. Tom Miller.
okay.
He doesn't utilize the tile for any drainage needs or anything like that. I think it's like a 6-inch or 8-inch tile. I need them to sign off still. Yeah, we just produced the document and everything, to go that route.
So we're vacating the complete or just
The tile,
Yeah, from,
lateral 5, yeah.
and who owns where it runs north and south?
That's the residence to the south, right there. They're on the house that's in the woods right there. Is that what you're talking about, Chris? Yep.
Yeah, who owns where the tile's on
Yep.
the north?
Yep, it's all part of that same parcel there.
That's his in-laws.
That's my father-in-law in the woods there.
He's got a good connection to him.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
If everybody signs off on it, I don't see, me personally, I don't see, if everybody signs off on it, it's no issue as long as we get that one property so you can't ignore it just because the person passed away. But there's nothing we can do about it today until those things.
Right.
And you don't want to, you want to put the,
Yep.
where the hitting field, you want to change that name, right?
Yep.
So, okay. Was it Chad Days?
Yeah.
Oh, it was. Okay.
What was the owner that passed away?
Pull it back up here.
Is that the Gloria that had a life estate?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gloria Myers, I think is what it said.
I'm not sure you got the right parcel.
This one here, right? Or this one?
There you go.
Gloria Myers.
Good, so get the signatures and,
Very good. Thank you.
yep, thank you. Move on to the surveyor's report.
We don't need a motion.
We don't have the signatures yet.
Oh, you got to have those first.
I think you have consensus that it's, the board will sign off if you get all the signatures, it seems to be. If you want to put it on the record as a motion that you have consensus to move forward with getting the signatures, that's fine.
Signatures will pass.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
I'll get this to you tomorrow. Change that name.
Okay.
Do you want to talk?
Surveyor's report, what's that?
We brought a handful of things back that were asked of us. First one, I wanted to make the drainage board aware.
All right, did you have anything for the drainage board?
It's just about the boiler drain, information.
All right, if you want, come to the podium, state your name, address, and
My
who you're
name's
with.
Tim High, County Road 45, Waterloo, and I'm here for the 24 people, landowners that's against the drain. And I have information, and then I need some information.
Very good. What do you got?
Okay, so I've talked to about everybody. From my understanding, there's like 47 different property owners. And I've talked to 24 that's against this project, and 5 it's for, 2's neutral, and 16 unknown. The reasoning is the cost and the benefits to their land, or both A and B. So, and as you probably know, the 4 that's for this is the Rory Walker, the Granary, Squires, Tuckers, and Larry Smith. They're the only 5 that I've talked to so far that's for. Okay. So, just got that information. I have the papers that you sent me, you have here on the first meeting. And I'm not quite sure, you have the property that we own, like acreage, and then you have another column that I think that you're gonna try and charge, or wanna charge the landowners. Is that correct on how that is?
It probably shows what you own and then what's in the watershed that's gonna be
Yeah, I think
accessed.
that's how it's supposed to be in the watershed. Okay, so in one of my one of my properties, I own 5 acres, but you have me paying or wanting to collect from me 5 acres, and I only own 4.6 acres. That's what I pay taxes for. So I don't know if there's an error on, apparently there's an error there on that. And there's a couple addresses it's not correct on the paper. You want to see it? Sure. Two properties. The old edition is 5 acres, 4.64, but you got, when you run it over, you got me as 5.04. And this is what you're trying to collect for, correct?
It's, we run into that once in a while with what's drawn on the map versus what's recorded as the survey deed. So we just have to use the deeded amount, so that'll be an easy correction to make.
Then the only address was different. Oh, the Bush, Books, William, his is 4546, not here.
Interesting.
Rare, but
Yeah.
So I've got copies of somebody, if you would like this stuff, just if you want to make copies for everybody, or that's up to you.
I'm sure that all the discrepancies on the acreage and stuff will be ironed out at the, you know, if moving forward.
Do you want any information on the, who's against and drain? I've got it put on this sheet, who's against it, what landowners are against it, who's neutral, and who's for it.
Are they signatures or just conversations?
Right now, it's not signature. Just when I talked to them, they had seen what their opinion was. I just took note.
I think all that information will be, I would hold on to that and get that to us at the hearing when we have the reconstruction hearing, yeah.
Right.
That's when that will be,
Probably get
More
their
beneficial.
signatures as well, I would.
yeah, I would
I
get
would
signatures,
advise.
yeah.
In the end, like a petition, right, understand that. So I've researched the Indiana Drainage Handbook, and the laws in there reads a lot different on what you're trying to collect monies for land, you know, the landowners out there. It says a regulated drain should be vacated when the drain does not perform the functions for which it was designed and constructed, or it has become inadequate for proper drainage, all affected land under current conditions, or the expense of reconstruction outweighs the benefits of reconstruction. So this is what these landowners, is the cost is, and it doesn't benefit them, is why they're not wanting to put up the money to help do this drain. And then I found other laws in this. This is chapter 27, pages 1 through 76. It says a person who owns property on which the regulated drain will be reconstruction will pay the entire cost of the project. So I don't know how you're trying to put this cost on other landowners in this project. And I have other laws that read in this chapter 27. And I've been having a little assistance with an attorney in Fort Wayne to come up with what I'm telling you so far. But I read all of chapter 27 and all the laws that consist of this drain. So I have this information. If you would like it, I can leave it. I've got copies, or just wanted to find out that. And then, do you have a timeline on when you're going to discuss this drain more? Like 3 months you're going to come up with, you're going to do it, or you're going to?
Do not have a hearing date set. I would advise you, you know, you can work with the surveyor's office, any recommendations they would have. I would pull all that together and have that ready for the hearing.
Right.
You know, have the signatures from the people who are against it and statements, and have that ready when we have you'll be notified when the hearing.
When the
how much
next
time
hearing
normally
is.
do they have notice on the hearing?
They'll have it, no,
Between 30 and
no
40
less than 30 days in advance.
Yeah, so you'll have at least 30 days in
In
advance.
advance before the hearing.
Correct.
A new hearing.
Yeah,
All right, okay, thank you.
yep, thank you.
Thank you.
What we have from the surveyor?
First issue that I want to bring to the Drainage Board attention is on County Road 19,
Yeah.
just north of Custer Grain.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going. Almost there. There we are.
There we go.
Okay, so you see our regulated drain right there, comes John Deere lateral 9. That darker disturbed area on the east side of County Road 19 is spoils from different construction sites in the area. So I think a lot of it originally came from the Auburn Crossing development along I-69 there. And we noticed that they were piling dirt on the east side of the road. I may have even brought it up in a previous meeting, maybe 2 years ago-ish, something like that. But basically, dirt isn't a permanent structure, so we didn't really have anything that we could do preventative-wise for them dumping that dirt on top of our drain until something happens and the drain is like crushed or no longer functioning. So we've been keeping an eye on it, and there's been more dirt added to it, not just from that one side, but from other sites as well, I believe. And the landowners on the west side of County Road 19 up there, the single residents, they own the field down there to the south as well. They expressed concern when they first started dumping that dirt, that they're worried that their field was gonna flood. It already had like some water issue down there, and it needed to utilize that tile. There's a culvert that comes under the road. There's a standpipe on the west culvert that comes under that ties into that drain. So our drain's only regulated up to the east side of County Road 19. However, there is an extension of it to the west that drains the west side of the road. That is no longer really functioning. It was flooded out pretty bad. They contacted our office around a month ago that the farmer told them that they're no longer going to farm that field down there because it gets too wet and soft. And
I believe Clifford farms it.
Yep, Clifford Farms farms that, but they're no longer going to be able to farm it because it's holding that water there. So the dirt it piles, it's bigger than what it looks like in this aerial. If you haven't seen it, you can drive by to look at it. It goes over top of our drain, out in the dirt pile to the east of the road a little ways. There's they have left a hole in the dirt. It goes down, I don't know, a good ways. And the tile's kind of exposed down there and up out of the ground where maybe there was a standpipe or some of their own tile. I don't really know what all's going on there, but there's some things happening. So it's not functioning as it should be, and led to believe that it is from all the dirt and heavy equipment that are operating on top of that that has caused that. So I think what our plan is to send the landowner a notice about the deterioration of the drain and that it's no longer functioning, and asking them to have it repaired and restored back to functioning order. And if that doesn't happen within an allotted amount of days, then we'll take our own contractor there to make the repairs, and then it'll be billed to the landowner. But that's all, I suppose, open to the board's and Shannon's
My only
discretion.
concern is we are definite that they damaged it.
I don't know any way to be definite of if, did the tile
With this guy.
deteriorate on its own, or is
Could
it
have been multiple factors, I suppose, but
Is it the
definitely not helping.
yeah, is it the 20 truckloads of dirt that are right on top of our tile and dozers and everything? 200 truckloads, yeah, I mean,
And the heavy equipment, yeah.
it's scattered on the whole
We
side.
don't know if there was ever a stand up there or anything.
I don't know about on the east side.
All right, what else you got?
Well, I want some direction on what we should do with that.
Well, I'd investigate it and, I don't know,
I've done all the investigating I can really.
have you spoke to the,
No.
putting the dirt in there?
Would
No,
earlier
because-
photography show if there was a standpipe there from 5 years ago or 10 years ago?
Maybe we'll be able to see it. Well, that's why I wanted the drain's opinion and to send the landowner notice and everything else. I don't anticipate, full-blown cooperation with the incident, so.
If the board is inclined to let that happen, then I would ask that I be involved in the drafting of the letter, because we had something similar in Steuben County a few years ago, but that was huge slabs of concrete, and that was easy to tell that it was crushing the tile. So we can maybe draft something and send them, and probably have to do certified mail to make sure they get it, and then put like a 30-day time limit, something like that to say. But we need to be careful to make sure that causation is important. As to whether or not we're just gonna, we can do a letter more like, we think the work that you're doing is crushing this drain. Invite them to the drainage board to say, please come and explain what you're doing, what the plan is, blah, blah, blah. Or you just take the hard first step and.
Sure, yeah. I can send them like an invite to come to a drainage board if that's what we'd prefer to do first.
I think that'd be a good thing. Just communicate with them, I wouldn't accuse somebody of something without, definitely knowing for sure. That way, keep it, maybe they didn't cause the damage and, involve them on the investigating and just accuse them right off the bat.
Well, yeah. I mean, I wasn't accusing them, it's just, they piled dirt over the top of the tile, so it's,
And it doesn't work.
that's what the notice is gonna say, they need to either fix the tile, or then we'll have to come do it.
And previously, that field had been farmed. Now it's not being able to be farmed because, and what's changed? The pile of dirt. So let's get rid of the pile of dirt and then we go from there.
All right, we will work on drafting a letter then. We'll invite them to the drainage board in 2 weeks. And hear from them then, and if they don't show, then we'll send another certified letter, with Shane's approval to.
The first one wouldn't have to be certified, you're just inviting them, unless you want it to be.
Okay.
But if you're going to, somehow want to be reimbursed or have something to take to court to get reimbursed, then secondarily, that one should be certified so we can prove that they got it.
Okay.
And,
All right.
And that we give them the option to fix it.
Yeah, right.
Yep, absolutely. Want to give them the first option to fix it. Yep.
If they call
Or move the dirt off and we can come in and maintenance-wise work on it or whatever.
Because there is an easement, right, but we can't dictate them dumping dirt on the easement, is that right, you think? I mean,
They can't destroy or damage any county tile, nobody can do that. But like Tyler said, is a pile of dirt a permanent improvement? Probably not, as a general rule. But as it gets more and more and more, and if you're,
Yeah, if it's a clay tile that's not bedded in stone, and now you have a 30-foot high mound of dirt on top of it.
you're looking at the totality of the circumstance to try to get to the point where he is the one damaging it and all unintentional, but that's why if you invite him to
It's not for
plead
me.
his case or whatever, then maybe you can get some answers on what he did and.
Next thing, the county pond elevations, I can bring that up, so, there we go, we can pass these around if anybody wants to take a look at it. So you can see some of the different elevation shots there. The old outlet, because, remember we had discussed that there wasn't a large discrepancy between our current outlet at the southwest corner and the inlet from the north. It was a foot, 1.4 feet, just about 1.5, so about a foot and a half. The old outlet, which is on the east side of the pond there, used to come over to the Auburn Crossing development, that was 878.3. So our inlet there is 878.59. So it was about 0.3 feet lower than the inlet. So if we want to bring the pond back up to the original elevation, we could raise our new outlet in the southwest corner there up to that elevation. So we'd raise about 1.2 feet. You're going to add just over a foot of water.
It reduces capacity.
That's, I don't know. if that's worth one to do or not, that's what we're looking at. I know we had discussed, the possibility of reconstructing that north tile, because it's pretty short run of tile that would give us some more depth in our pond. But there's not really a lot of fall there existing, 1.25 feet of fall there. Yep, there you go, on that north piece of tile. Somewhere it comes from that swamp up that way, down to there. And that was the top of tile as well, that up there to the north, that 879.8. That's from what I could find down inside the swamp, top of tile. So that's not the invert. So it's probably closer to 0.8 feet of fall. Not a lot, it's pretty flat. So I'm not sure that reconstructing that's really gonna get us a lot. So I think basically the best solution is our current outlet, if we raise it, that 1.2 feet to get us that much. If the commissioners want to do that, I will come talk to the commissioners and get the official decision there. I just wanted to keep the drainage board updated on what we were looking at to make sure the drainage board would be fine with the idea of raising that current outlet to try to get some more water in there. And if so, I will take it to the commissioners.
You have a cost estimate on what that would cost,
You got any idea?
roughly?
$3,500.
3,500 maybe? Can't imagine it's gonna be an extreme amount. It'll just be resetting that structure basically.
Is this pond open to the public?
No.
No?
Not currently.
So anyone that goes back there and fishes, really, unless they have the right from,
No,
no one even has the right to fish?
no.
Good, what else?
Okay, I also brought our CO Metcalf estimates. That's from when Brett Shaw came in and talked to us at the last drainage board meeting. And we discussed two different options. One was replacing 600 feet of tile from the east side of the road up to the swamp, and we put a standpipe up there on the edge of his swamp. That cost estimate would be about $18,000, $17,915.
Where is that?
Where are we?
You're gonna go, if you go to
51, but
I don't know. Where are we? Oh, we're way south. We need to go way north. Yeah, zoom out some.
okay.
Keep going north of SDI. Yeah. And you passed us.
Well, here's 34, so 51 and what's the crossroad, do you know?
Right there it is. Down and zoom. Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
Here we are. So that was the estimate to go on the east side of 49 up to the swamp. The other estimate was to carry from that swamp all the way down to the open ditch down there. Right, we'd cross that gas line. We'd follow the east side of 49 all the way down. That price estimate came out to around $40,000. Remember that those maintenance funds would be coming from the CO Metcalf parent drain, which is a very large system. So that if we went the full route, it would be taking just about half of the account, I believe.
Would you bid that project? Bid it out?
probably. We did the full amount,
We may have some additional costs from the gas line permitting and having an inspector out there during that process. I'm not really sure what all they would charge. I didn't dive into that too much until we decided kind of what route we wanted to pursue.
You were talking running it on the east side of 49?
Correct. Yep, we would do one road crossing for that lateral that runs to the northwest. We'd cut that across and tie it in. So that way we're not looping through their yard, crossing the road twice.
And we can do that on maintenance?
That route would have to be a reconstruction. We discussed, sorry, you weren't here the last one, Bruce. Yeah. If we did it that route, we would have to do it as a reconstruction.
Because it's changing routing.
But we could utilize maintenance funds to do it. But again, it's coming from a large system.
Yeah,
I think the,
maintenance collected on just the Shoal system is $200. Not even.
not a lot.
It wouldn't be using funds that other people are paying on the larger CO Metcalf. On this project.
It's not often we really like to replace part of the tile without a proper outlet, you know, replacing down there or just replacing the middle section. But, you know, like Brent's concern isn't really the drainage, right? He's not worried about water sitting in his swamp or anything like that. It's just the suck holes that keep developing from the broken down tile through there. So, you know, the 600-foot option is more so to place new tile in there, with the hopes of no longer having large suck holes. If you remember, that is the place where his son drove a UTV into a suck hole and all that. So, and we went out recently, about a month ago, and fixed 2 more suck holes on that stretch that were given away.
Thoughts?
Ben?
Any thoughts on that?
You just want to give us that information and let me think about it for 2 weeks?
Sure, think about it. Yep, yep, no big rush.
Yeah.
Would it also help the board to know how much more of the CO Metcalf work needs to be done? Because, I mean, part of it is, this is a small part of a big drain. If there's a lot of extra work, maybe there's not too much right now, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yes, that information.
Okay.
Thank you.
Last thing I had was 2 not-on-maintenance drains to bring to discuss setting hearings for. So we're starting to go through that list. We're going to look at 2 of them. One thing, keep in mind, a lot of these drains are not on maintenance because they're not easy situations to decide on, I'm guessing, right? As more and more that we dig into them, that's probably why. So our first one that we have is the Frank Yard Long Lateral. So it's a smaller lateral that connects to the Frank Yard down in southwest DeKalb County. It is 1,566 feet of 10-inch tile.
Oh, it's not gonna find the drains. I do, just about.
Now, our annual maintenance rate, like what we discussed, we have our table of assessment rates established, is $2.23 per foot. Not that one yet, Troy.
Not that one. Whoa.
Go to the one to, there you go, right there. That little guy right there. Yep. So $2.23 a foot, 1,566 feet. So that'd be an annual collection of $3,485. However, this watershed is extremely small. It's only 47 acres, which makes it expensive, right? That would make your ag rate $51.
An acre.
Yep, that would be your base rate to go off of. Yeah, $51 an acre. The bottom end goes through a lot of wooded area there, as you can see.
And it's just outletting into the wetlands?
That's the Frank Yard right there, yep.
Frank Yard weaves right through it.
Oh,
So that's,
okay.
you're getting some
Okay.
flood area there for the
Yeah.
Frank Yard.
And that's Indian Springs Campground right there, just for a little bit of like where we're at here.
There, now I can see
Yep.
it.
Yep.
Too far away.
So, you know, kind of like we discussed leading into a lot of these not-on-maintenance hearings, I think it'll be a tough decision on deciding which ones we want to place on maintenance and which ones to be vacated, because they're no longer really functioning. And it probably is a lot of feedback from the landowners we'll have to take into consideration. I imagine this one will not be one that the landowners will be really excited about. Not with those kind of rates.
We can extend it past 3 years, correct? On collection?
Or lower
4.
the,
4 is the maximum.
We can lower it, yeah, it's just we may end up with not enough funds, probably especially since it's all wooded over top of the tile. We don't have enough funds to maintain the tile if we decrease it.
Do we know that's not working now, or don't know anything on it?
I don't really
I
know.
don't think it's working very well at all.
That would be,
It's normally running over the top of the road over there. The 64, I've never seen it over 7, but it runs down through that property. It kind of follows right where the tile's at, but I've never seen it cross 7.
That's the
I think
size
there's
of
a
the
culvert or
watershed.
something there that gets it under the road, at least at that point.
yeah, there's your watershed,
It
which
was on
is,
64.
It
Pretty
definitely
small.
runs across the road on 64.
yeah, like I said, with some of these, it may be better just to be vacated and be a private drain because it's such a small watershed that it's accepting water from.
Well, I'm concerned if he's got water on the road, so we can solve that down the road.
It never stands, it just runs over it, and as soon as it's done running over it, it's pretty much gone, which is still a problem, but
Or do you fund it off the parent drain in the front yard? Make it
Yeah,
I still say that we have to do one way or the other. I mean, we need to set a hearing for it and decide on vacating it or putting it on maintenance. I mean, we don't need to make the decision right now, but we need to set the hearing for it.
I think we talked about that, right, Shannon, that, when we send out the hearing notices, it'll be like a hearing to place on maintenance or vacate.
Can't do both, can we?
I don't know. The problem is because the criteria for vacation goes against maintenance, so to me, it makes more sense to have a meeting and to invite them in to decide kind of the consensus of the landowners, rather than do that hearing. Just, I don't know.
Just have an informational and then have,
Yeah, and
so
then
we
you
have a
have some
consensus
direction.
to move forward one way or the other.
It's just, people could get confused, I don't know, it just, there's nothing in the code that says you can do it, there's really nothing, I guess, that says you can't. But,
Seems like a lot of extra steps for every single one of these 45 drains orders if we're gonna have informational meetings as well. Just to try to lead, so I guess,
I mean, the other thing you can do, which is also more work for the surveyor's office, is talk to the biggest landowners in that watershed and see what they think ahead of time. Give you some direction. Because if you know that they're gonna come and file notices of objection, I don't know.
So with this one being a lateral to the Frank yard, wouldn't it be covered under the Frank yard?
You could have a hearing to combine it into the Frank yard officially. I don't know, if it meets the criteria
Well, see, that's a,
combination.
yes, I don't know if it's truly separate or not. I guess it is, but
that was gonna be our third option. Yeah, place on maintenance, vacate it, or adopt it as part of the Frank Yard system, which is a joint drain. We'd have to have a joint hearing, I guess, to make that a part of the Frank Yard parent drain. That's what a lot of these non-maintenance ones, they're laterals that come off of a bigger drain. So I'm not sure why they ever had their own separate account made in their place, not on maintenance, rather than just being a part of the parent drain. I don't know.
So what happens if we vacate it and they end up needing drainage for that road? Does it really matter? I mean, is there still an option not having it on maintenance or just putting it on a small maintenance?
Well, every drain is supposed to be classified in the county as either in need of reconstruction, in need of periodic maintenance, or in need of vacation.
They're, I don't say illegally, but they're against the statute. Like, we need to decide one way or the other what we're doing with them.
Yeah, that way I don't have people coming to me to do stuff and it's not on maintenance. It's a difficult situation.
I mean, if water's running across the road, then it's a safety issue. And I would, at this point, hesitate to vacate it because it's a safety issue for the county, which last I knew, this board was trying to alleviate those issues and get them taken care of. So, I mean, if we reconstruct it up to the road so that, and put it, catch basin on the south side, you know, that.
I mean, that's kind of not knowing what shape it's in. I mean, reconstruction is gonna hit pretty hard. We think the maintenance is gonna be, you know, so I don't know what's, gonna be a bad deal if it needs reconstruction.
Yeah, any future reconstruction on that drain would
that may be needed as well.
If it's just for the road, you feel like county highway or something.
Put a culvert under it or something.
I mean, for the safety of the road, you know, like it, you know, that tile's to benefit the people in the
Is
water.
there not a house right
Everybody
above
driving
where
on
the
road.
R is in the CR?
Yeah, there is a house.
Alright.
Is there, you,
I just need some direction to go on these. That's why I brought all of these items, just seeking direction.
We can't do a hearing for just to decide on either the three. I mean,
I don't know, I can look at the code and see options.
because as we go through all 40, you said 6 of them?
I don't know, something like that.
I'm gonna recommend we just do a maintenance.
Even if it has to be a lower
Yeah, and
rate to help them out.
Because you can always borrow from the fund, so if you have a $10,000 fix and it brings in $1,500 a year, and you have 4,000 some in there, then it'll be in the red to collect and fix it. I mean, there is a mechanism for that, as long as maintenance will work.
Yeah, the problem with that, we just end up getting in a hole over and over, and then we have a reconstruction with a negative balance. That's what we want to try to avoid.
I'm not for vacating it without a lot more information.
Yep, hear from the landowners and see. Our next
I know
drain.
you said you had another one. These people are waiting for a meeting at 9:30. I don't know if that matters to the board, but.
Doesn't matter to me. Over there. They knew we had this scheduled. Right there, the JP Inslee. That tile is another one that is not on maintenance. Another one that is not great because it goes through the middle of the gravel pit there. Right? That, if you turn off those wetlands for me, Troy, yeah, that's water. The gravel pit that the tile. Yeah, lake. Yep. On, whatever you want to call it. Yes. So that one, has 1,400 feet of 8-inch and 1,494 feet of 10-inch. In the system, that would come to an annual maintenance amount of $5,324. That would mean our ag rate would be $11.12. The residential would be $22.25. Commercial would be $33.37.
Wait, can you put the watershed on there?
Yep, more reasonable rates there because our watershed is 282.99 acres, right? So we actually have a normal sized watershed on this one. So the rate amount is not the issue. The route of the tile and its functionability is the issue. That goes through the gravel pit at the very bottom end. I have not been on site to really look to see how it connects to the Frank yard there. Zooming in on old aerials, I kind of see like water standing and stuff underneath their little construction road back in by the gravel pit there. I don't really know how that all functions or how well it functions, or what the outlet looks like on the north side of that gravel pit coming in. It squeezes really close to that pond that's back there. I don't know if it's existing back there or functioning at all. So I can see lots of suck holes on where it runs west to east up on the north side of that residence. If you zoom in on the aerial, there's a lot of suck holes going across that field, as well as on the east side of 327. The tile continues over there. It's no longer regulated, but it goes up to the northeast out in that field. You can see its route, and there's several large suck holes over that as well. That is our other one we're currently looking at.
Let's have a maintenance hearing for that one too. My recommendation was we'd all do maintenance hearings on all of them, and if they say no to the maintenance hearing, then we go to a vacating hearing. That's my personal opinion on this. We have to start getting these drains, either one of those three, vacated, maintenance, or reconstruction. So I'd go with the maintenance route, and they can come and have their discussion at those hearings if they want to have the maintenance hearing or if they want to vacate it. If there's a big opposition, then we can set a vacation hearing and then vacate it. I think we're trying to overthink it here. I think we just take all these and put them on a maintenance hearings and then hear what the people have to say at those maintenance hearings.
Sure.
That's my opinion.
Okay. Would you guys like a reduced rate on the maintenance for the one that was coming out to $51 an acre?
No.
You want me to bring it at that rate?
at that rate.
Okay,
Yeah.
You can always lower it at the hearing if you
Sure.
need to.
okay,
Anything else there?
okay. Nope, that's it.
Glenn, good?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Shannon, Katie, Becky? Good. There are no objections, this meeting will stand adjourned. Hearing no objections, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.